just to say, God, I thank you. Things I'm going to discuss this morning, I can forewarn you, some are going to see this as a racial live, and dealing directly with racism, and that's truly not the case, but your perception is your perception. What I'm going to talk about today is reality. And I've always said this thing, and it continues to hold true. It doesn't matter how educated I may be, what neighborhood I may stay in, what job I may hold, or the status I think I am. What you're going to see and that you're going to judge me on is always going to be the color of my skin. And last week proved to me, my way of thinking is so true. You had a very prominent reporter. I'm not going to put him in a box and say he was a sports reporter. He was a reporter. Very articulate man of color who has earned the right to be where he is in society, came from where he was, and he did what he needed to do to be who he is. And they took it upon themselves to remove him from where he sat. I don't know the ins nor the outs of how the business model worked and how the decisions were made, but again, it just proved the point to me. I'm speaking based on my opinion. And I had an opportunity, and he wasn't the only one, but I had an opportunity to listen to the Pivot podcast, if you hadn't put two to two together. And I listened to, and I'm going to call it his testimony, when he was questioned about what transpired. And it brought me to tears. It was a very emotional testimony. And that's what I'm going to call it. And it allowed me the opportunity yet again to understand, no matter what I do, how I do it, how I interact, you can't see past the color of my skin. This is the world that we live in. And I travel a lot. I go to places that there are not a lot of people that look like me at the time that I'm there. And I'm welcome to the table. Key word there, I'm welcome to the table. But in most cases, I don't sit at the table. I choose not to. And the reason I choose not to, again, you see this how you want. I consider the fact that if I was back home, here, moving as I normally would move on a day-to-day basis, with that same group that has opened their arms to me and allowed me the opportunity to be a part of their group and sit at their table, would the welcome sign be opened here? And honestly, my personal opinion, no. At that point, I'm considered, in my opinion, I'm a safe Negro. My thoughts, I'm allowed. So since we're not with our normal everyday, you are allowing me the opportunity to be a part of the group. If I can't be a part of the group on a day-to-day basis, I don't want to be a part of it at all. I don't need your welcome to sit at your table. I'll sit at my own table, and if I have to sit at that table by myself, I'll do that, and I'm going to be okay with it. This world is funny. It's funny because I can't move forward and be looked at as an individual for what I've accomplished. Everything had to be put in place for me to actually have common sense. And I'm a human being. That's how everything is said. Because if you've accomplished anything, people of color, you didn't do it based on your merit. It was given to you based on, apologize, words get lost here every now and then, charity. That's how this world works. I know better than that. We're better than this. But this is the world that we live in, and unfortunately, again, some are seeing this as a racist lie. This is reality. Your perception compared to mine. But the difference between the ones that are seeing it as racist, you don't look like me. So does it really matter based on your voice at this moment? And where I sit right now, no, it doesn't. I carry myself in a manner of respect based on the fact of who I have chosen to be. I don't try to fit anywhere. I sleep well at night because what I did is what I wanted to do. And I represented my family, to include my kids, my grandkids, very well. You can see this however you want to see it, but you're going to have to take it respectfully. Because I'm not saying anything, number one, untrue. I'm not calling anybody out on anything. I'm just speaking reality. You may take it as racist, but you have that right. I appreciate being welcome places, but I need you to respect the fact if I choose to stand clear, I'm doing it because I've read the room. And what the room is telling me, I'm truly not welcome. And that is okay with me. Be blessed. Be thankful for the love of everything. If you're not registered to vote in these midterms, I think you missed the cutoff. But if you are registered to vote, go vote in November. Get educated on what you need to be educated on, because our world, as we are used to, is being demolished on a day-to-day basis, and we, people of color, are allowing it because we're not seeing that it's affecting us. And I want to break that us down, because you, the individual, seem to be okay now. But what about tomorrow? Take care. Be blessed.